people that this isn't about us, this isn't about Democrats or Republicans, this is about Americans and those 17 individuals that lost their lives that day. That's what this really should be about.
We're not targeting people's guns. My father's a police officer, his father's former FBI. We have guns in our houses. We're not trying to tear apart the Second Amendment. We are just kids begging for our lives getting murdered in our classrooms. But, you know, you could say that we don't know what we're talking about because we're 17 years old, but until you've been on the receiving end of an AR-15, until you've been locked into your class. Look, Wayne LaPierre, Dana Loesch.
Right.
I don't know if you guys have ever had to deal with that, but as far as I know, that's not the case. We've been locked in a classroom. We have seen our friends text their parents goodbye. We are the experts. We know exactly what we're talking about. How dare you? The Second Amendment is a very, very good piece of rhetoric defense that I've seen a lot because they put it as if we're attacking a right that you're born with. And at the end of the day, a 19-year-old...
But it is, if you're an American.
If you're an American. A 19-year-old bought a weapon that you don't need to keep robbers and bears out of your house. And if that kid had seen a professional for 5 minutes, they wouldn't have said you need a gun, they would have said you need a counselor. And that was just allowed to happen.
What if, instead of thoughts and prayers, we had policy and change?
Here at the White House, the victims and families have constantly been in our thoughts and prayers. Our thoughts and prayers. Our thoughts and prayers.
What if civilians could not access assault weapons?
My trigger finger's getting tired.
What if we voted our lawmakers who accepted donation money from the NRA out of office?
My sons have been members of the NRA for many, many years. They have so many rifles and so many guns, sometimes even I get a little bit concerned.
What if politicians actually listened to the concerns of my generation?
They say that tougher gun laws do not decrease gun violence. We call BS!
Holy shit! Oh my God! Oh my God!
What if the media called these tragedies what they really are? Mass murders.
I ask you a question. If this was put out by a terrorist organization, we would be raising the terror threat level in this country. Why are we letting this lobby have anything to do in D.C.? I don't understand it.
Keep getting reelected. There is no risk for them. They don't have to face any consequences for not taking action on gun control. However, this time is different because we are forcing them to speak out about it. And the more they speak out, the more we realize that they have no intention to do anything. But we have a power now. We all have a power now to keep pointing out their stances, to keep addressing the issue so that they don't have the ability to stay quiet on it and get away with not addressing it.
What was amazingly impressive about these young people is that in the midst of their grief, in the midst of the unbelievably traumatic experience that they went through, seeing their best friends shot in cold blood or wounded, their teachers killed, they resolved not just to mourn and grieve their friends and neighbors, they resolved to stand up and fight back and come to Washington, go to Tallahassee, go around the country to do everything that they can to make certain that no more children, no more young people are mowed down and slaughtered in schools.
Congress is a bit out of touch with the American people. 97% of the American people support universal background checks. 67% support a ban on assault rifles. The numbers don't lie. The American people know what they want, and they're going to keep fighting for what they want. Stoneman Douglas, of course, was the place of a tragedy, just as Pulse nightclub was, just as Sandy Hook was. But this is never going to happen again. We are not being silenced. None of us are. This coming election, you can all get out there and you can vote for people that will represent who you are and what you believe in. We will pass sensible gun legislation so that it does not have to happen again anywhere.
My name is Lizzie Eden, and I stand with the Never Again movement. Join us on March 24th to March for Our Lives to protect the future of America.